this was a good decision or not. Nowhere flat for me to pitch, so when I say good decision, there was another route that I could have taken. That looked like there might have been more of a plateau there, but nowhere to bivvy up here at the moment. So I'm just going to crack on.
I think what I need to do is get up, get dressed, start packing up and get off this mountain.
Busy old road, this one. Up in the mist is where I'm heading. That way. This is the granite trail I'm on now. The start of my hike into the Mourne Mountains, but part of a sort of circular route around Newcastle and off towards the country park just down there. I've covered about 1.5 miles from where I left the car. Oh. I'm nicely warmed up now, so I'm just going to stop for a moment, adjust things. Oh, granite bogey. There's a old granite quarry around here, and this slope is where they used to bring everything down to the port. Adjusted my kit. My feet aren't sliding around in my shoes quite so much now. I've taken my top off. I'm going to start working, don't want to get it soaking wet. So my original plan was to follow the coastal path, sort of back into Newcastle and then cut into, what's it called, Tollymore Forest Park. But what I've noticed, I had a look at some other mapping, and there's this path goes into Dolomere Forest, is it? Donard Forest, yeah, Donard Forest, and then I can pick up a path further up, well, at the top of this hill, turn right at the end, and that'll give me a much nicer walk to Tollymore than following the road. If I can get 10-11 miles in today before it gets dark, I'll be happy. 1842. Slippery. I was thinking, just for a brief second then, I might try and go over that path, but I won't get across on those rocks. I'm going to have to go down. On the plus side, when I do get something to show you, I am showing you. Time to start climbing again. It's the worst thing when you're on these down slopes, which I've been on for like the past hour or so. So you know you've got to go back up. It makes me smile just seeing that as you come through. I'm on mile 8 now, or just coming up to mile 8, and I'm now going to start cutting into the Mourne Mountains. Now it starts to feel a bit more like a hike. So once off the forest pass, the forest pass are a bit too looked after. They don't really give you that feeling of being anywhere rugged, but so my path, I believe, is going to sort of loop off that way, and then there's like looks like a stone wall, and it looks like the path follows that, and then through that gap between those two hills, and curving round off into the mist at that point. fresh off the mountain. I might drink and fill up actually. Only a thin nylon shell, but it does a really good job. Just keeping the wind off. Time to get moving again, feeling the cold. Here's Gap. Can't really see a footpath though. But this is where the footpath goes. And where the footpath goes, I go. I can't actually tell if there is still a path. Oh, windy as well. So I'm just sort of picking my way over. Of course, what's going to happen is it's going to get dark before I'm in a position I can stop. I think, well, I know that just at the top there is a wall, and I can potentially pitch up against that, whichever side's not the windy side. But it does mean that I'm probably going to be going up there in the dark, and just in case doing it in the dark wasn't enough fun, cue the mist. But this is what makes it fun. That was not fun in a fun sort of way, or fun in a not fun sort of way. Hard work, especially whether this was a good decision or not. Nowhere flat for me to pitch, so I'm just going to crack on, get over the other side of this mountain, see what's. I might be okay along this wall somewhere, and then spend the night here, but I'll have to wait and see. Main thing is get out of the wind. Oh, out the wind at last. On reflection, good place to stop. I'll have to check the map in a minute and see whereabouts I am. I don't think I'll be going down to Silent Valley tomorrow. I'll probably just be sort of cutting round on the contour, staying at the same level, round to well, to Sleeve Donner really. What I'm going to do now is try and get some sort of shelter set up. I'm going to use the tarp and the bivvy because it's going to be a bit windy up here otherwise, and I want to be able to sit out and just sort of, well, sit here comfortably. Getting some shelter from the wall, which is excellent. I think what I'll do is I'll start building a shelter. So the wind doesn't really know which way it wants to come from, and I need to cook, so I've put the tarp up to give me some shelter from the wind, really, a bit more than anything else. The bash is going to be fine. I'm going to throw that in there as well. I've got a stone there which I'm going to cook on. I'm going to put some more stones on the bash, on the tarp, just to stop it blowing away. But yeah, this is home for the night. So it's like over there. Other than I know it's windy. So dinner on the go. Some sort of boil in the bag thing. Yeah, I'm all set up tonight. I'm going to leave the tarp up. I wasn't planning on using it, but I did know that it might get a bit windy and I'd need to have some shelter, or if it was going to rain. But this is where we are now for the night. I'm in my sleeping bag. All the kit's behind me over there, so again, if it does get wet in the night, it's sheltered from this. Sheltered by the tarp. Just waiting for that to sort of get to a boil. It's not far now, and then I can have a cup of tea or coffee. It's been a hard hike today, especially this last bit. The first part was fairly easy because it was relatively flat, but that last section just coming up, that, I think they call it the Hare's Gap or something like that, the one was saying, that was hard work. And then tomorrow it looks like Sleeve Donner, but it's only about 2 miles away from here, and then it's another 2 miles or 3 miles, something like that, back to the car. So if I'm up nice and early, which I will be, and out of bed. I'll be I want to say I'll be back at the car for about 10, 11 o'clock, and then back at the accommodation for midday. But the weather and time will tell. So dinner's done. Moroccan bean stew, and I looked at breakfast, and it's vegetarian order. I picked up another vegetarian meal. It's a good job I don't mind a minute. It's quite tasty. Well, it is very tasty. Ate the lot, absolutely hang. Tomorrow morning I'll have the all-day breakfast and probably the toffee pudding as well, because I've pretty much stuffed now. I'm ready for bed. It's 6 o'clock at night. I'm going to watch a film. I've got Netflix up here, it's pretty good. I'm getting a decent signal on my phone. So I'll find something to watch and then I'm going to go to sleep. So I shall see you in the morning. Unless of course something terrible happens in the night and I have to get up, and then I'll see you then. Ta-da a bit. Good morning. 2 o'clock. Just been woken up by the wind. Oh, it's been windy all night, but that was crazy. I probably hear it now still. Oh. It's not cold though, fortunately. Ooh. Can you hear it? It's crazy. I dread to think what it's like the other side of the wall. I mean, I'm sheltered, fairly sheltered by the wall, but every now and then the wind swirls around and this starts flapping like mental. Right, catch you later, bye. Well, I seem to be forever saying good morning, but this is proper morning now. It's 10 to 7 and dawn should be around about 7:30. I was woken up by what sounded like a massive tearing noise, and I thought, oh shit, there goes the tarp. But it stood up fairly well. What it was I put a big brick down on that corner to help weigh it down, to stop the wind getting underneath, but it basically threw that off, and it was just the sound of the rock sliding across the tarp. It might have torn it, I don't know. I think what I need to do is get up, get dressed, start packing up and get off this mountain. So this was the accommodation for the night. There's the bivvy bag. I used the tarp when I was cooking, I don't really need it now. I'm going to start packing up, get this stuff put away. It's still very windy, as you can probably hear. Fortunately it's not too cold. So my plan now is head off over that way, find the path, and then just skirt the contour. So there's not a massive climb or a massive drop from here to where Sleep Donna starts to climb again. And I'm hoping that if I just get a move on, get over there, it'll be a little less windy. There's no finesse to this part of the camping trip. You just cram everything into the rucksack and hope things don't get blown away. So that's where I spent the night. That's the stone I was cooking on. And as usual, a quick leave no trace check, make sure I haven't left anything behind, which I haven't. Which is more than some of the dirty buggers that were over there at some point, because there's orange peel and one beer can and stuff like that. Not sure how windy it is sound at the moment, so if the audio is very bad, I do apologise. I'm going to start heading off that way. And now for the best bit of the day. Getting this back up onto your back and starting to walk again. Oh. So as I was packing up, there's a fella come up the gap there. So I stopped and had a quick chat with him. He's a local. And just asked about, you know, sort of local conditions and Sleep Donna, which is where I'm heading. and first of all, it's much steeper than where I came up last night, and that doesn't really give me a massive problem except this that's on my back. And if this wind keeps up, it's going to blow me all over the place. So unfortunately I might not get to peak Sleeve Dunnard this week. So if I don't get to do it this week, I'll try again next week if the weather's good, and just take the Sunday or something, drive down, up, down, one day, job done. Right, let's go and find I think it was the Browns path. I ain't going over that. Oh, can you hear that wind? The problem with wind when it's like that and you've got a sail on your back like I have, is that you lean into it and then it stops and you fall off it, and then you lean and lean and lean and you fall, and you lean and you fall, so it's really unsteady going. So I think, yeah, looks like a good spot to fill my water bottle. So I've got to say, I think decision made. Just as I was coming over that little rocky piece there was a gust of wind that sort of just twisted me sideways slightly, and when it dropped off I ended up 3 or 4 steps down into the drop there. Obviously that's a mixture of tired legs, and this is the way this wind just whips up, and I don't think I'm going to risk Sleeve Dunnard this week, which is disappointing, but it's been a great hike. That just leaves me now one goal: get off the mountain, get home and eat and drink as much as I can fit down my mouth. I won't say goodbye just yet because I think it's only 8 o'clock, and if some of this clears we might get some views, but at the moment the view is that. Here it comes again. Oh, bloody hell. This is just stunningly eerie. I can only imagine what this place would be like on a nice bright sunny day. I'm assuming they have nice bright sunny days here, and it's not always cloudy and damp. Although this particular area that I'm walking through now is surrounded by what's called the Mourne Wall. The Mourne Wall was basically surrounds this entire valley, and the reason it's there, it was built, I think, I was looking it up last night, it was built at the start of the 1900s, finished in 1922. I can't remember the distance, but it basically cuts off this entire valley, because down the bottom, somewhere down there, is the Silent Valley Reservoir, and it's the drinking water for the region. So the Mourne Wall totally surrounds it. It's to prevent livestock from getting in and polluting the drinking water. It doesn't keep the slugs out. I've seen loads of those. Bit of a climb now. 400 metres I think. Almost vertical. Still smiling. It was quite sheltered just back there. I was beginning to miss the wind. If I had hair, it'd be whipping all over the place now. Imagine that, hair whipping all over the place. Sleeve Dunnard is over there somewhere, but as you can't see, absolute white. I think visibility is probably about 30-40 metres at the moment. Only got slightly lost a little bit way back there, but when visibility is this poor, I'm constantly checking the map, constantly checking my location on GPS to make sure that I'm not straying too far. So it was a quick turnaround. I mean, literally missed the turn off by 20-30 foot, that's all. Yes, I do switch between meters and feet, so I can't see where it goes off into in the distance, but I know I'm on a path right now. And the Mourne Wall, or the other side of the Mourne Wall, so where I spent the night, that was the Mourne Wall. And then somewhere down here, I told you, ring fenced the entire area, is the other, or another part of it. Apologies if the audio is really bad. I mean, it's really windy still, and the windshield's wet. So which way do we pick our way through this swamp? There. I think it's just a case of following the river down there, to be honest. Remember what I said about constantly checking the map? Time for another map check. Oh no, I can see it now. See the path over there. I don't know how clear it is on here, but just over in the distance there, right on the horizon, there's a fairly straight line, and that is the Mourne, or should be, unless something's gone really wrong with my navigation, should be the Mourne Wall. Hard to tell how far away it is because of the mist. So I brought it back in because you can probably see the wall now over there, but again, still no scale of distance. But I know that that is only about 20 or 30 foot away, and the reason I know that is because, can you see the sty there? It's massive. So there she is. I could have spent the night here last night quite easily. Well, on a flat spot. That must be the old steps to get over it. Look at them. People have climbed up these to get over the wall before the ladders were there. How cool is that? We're going over the ladders. So yeah, imagine seeing these from the bottom of the valley and thinking, oh, sties are only sort of 4 foot tall. You've got no context still, have you? There you go. So that way is Sleeve-Donner, where I'm not going today. That way is the car, breakfast, chicken, drinks, alcohol. Donner, oh, kebab. Sleeve-Donner. Is it Donner or Dunnard? Dunnard. Can't remember. Oh, I think it's Dunnard with a D in it. I bet you could just walk up the wall all the way there. But again, not going to do that either. Going to go down quite carefully, gently with this massive weight on my back. Bloody hell, that wind. The path I've been following sort of is a little bit higher up there, and it's going to follow the edge of that mountain over there through the valley where those lights are, which is where I'm heading. This way. I think that's the sea in front of us. I think we can see the sea. If that's the sea in that gap, can't be that far away from the coastal road. And if we're not that far away from the coastal road, that means we're fairly close to my car. Well, that was an interesting one. windy, misty. Wasn't cold though. And now I can see the road just down there. There's just a path here, so I'm going to call this a day now. As usual, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you on the next one.